welcome to the Swerve Show. Hello?
Hey.
Hello? We're a little dark, aren't we?
That's how I was looking.
Can you bring the pastor's window up a little larger? All right. Okay, I don't want him to feel like a postage stamp there. Anyway, welcome to the Swerve Show.
That was a good one. Can I use that?
Yeah.
I'm going to use that in my act.
I need 35%. All right. Welcome to the Swerve Show, y'all. And so, of course, we are bringing the pages of Swerve Magazine to life, and that is swervemagazine.com, or Swerve Magazine, and we are celebrating our September-October issue featuring Derek Rutledge. There he is. The amazing Derek Rutledge. Do you know about Derek Rutledge?
I do know about Derek.
You know about Derek Rutledge?
I do.
Okay, all right, great. And Derek came out with us. Derek was elated, and he's really just riding.
He's over the moon.
He really is, and he deserves it. So I'm loving it, Derek. I'm loving your energy and your appreciation for it, man. You deserve it. You really do. So we have a full show. So my name is Jamil Fletcher. I'm the publisher of Swerve Magazine. Of course, we have my dear friend, Tony Nelson.
I'm here.
In another suit that I want so
you
badly.
You can have it.
Exactly.
These are old man clothes.
Are they? But y'all, this is a suit, so the pants match this.
They do.
This jacket. It's fierce. It really is. Then we have Angie Harvey, who is one of our columnists. She's been with us for years.
I love her.
Right. One to grow on.
Right.
Inspirational, spiritual guide, you name it. So anyway, but we also have a fourth person with us for a minute, and it's Pastor Robert Wise. 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 From Remnant, let me put my glasses on. Remnant Christian Center.
Remnant Christian Center, Washington,
Okay,
D.C.
I got you. So he's going to tell us about his anniversary. But before we do that, we've got to remind everyone that we have advertising opportunities, both within the magazine and for the show. Do we have a slide for that, Jacob? There we go. And so if you're interested, you know who to reach. You reach myself, Jamil, at swervemagazine.com, and we'll work with your budget.
We will.
And what do I always say? We'll work with your budget as long as you have what?
Have one.
A budget.
A budget. That's right.
That's budget. Right. You got to have something.
That's right.
Bring something to the table. A chicken wing or something.
No fried chicken, though. I won't do a bucket of fried chicken. No. Maybe dinner for the year.
Well, bring it to my house.
So that being said, it's all negotiable, folks.
Yeah,
all right,
it's all negotiable.
All right. So anyway, Yarday's not with us, but he has an event coming up on October 7th where it's the the Mr. and Miss Black National at Large 2018,
and that's going to be on
this Sunday at the Bachelor's Mill.
That's right.
Wow.
And so he's giving up one of his crowns. So we need to go and support that. And
you all do need to go and support that. And I'm going to be hosting that event.
Are you?
Yes, I am.
I might be out of town. My goodness.
Darn it.
I might be home. I forgot about that. But anyway, so we'll see.
Is at the new meal.
Okay, which looked like the old meal, but nothing for me. We were there. We were waiting for. But AZ, I love you. I know it's in progress. Anyway, the Bachelor's Meal is
coming along. It's coming along.
It's got new energy.
Okay.
There you
go.
There's the newness.
Right.
That's the newness. Right.
New energy.
Because we hosted a part of our Swerve Weekend, and we'll talk about that in a second. But Tony, you also have your event coming up, Lipstick Review.
Yes, that's the fourth Sunday of every month, and this next show is going to be a big one because it will feature the return of the legendary Maxine Blue.
Oh, what date? So what date is that?
That's going to be on. Oh gosh, it's the fourth Sunday of October, and of course that date slipped my mind. I'm not as good at plugging as Racine.
And they need to put your image on the flyer.
I'll send an image in.
I'm not showing that flyer again.
I'll fly an image in, but
Strange, I'm not putting that image up again. I need to see Tony's.
Well,
image.
you know, she has this thing where we're supposed to add our image to the flyer. I never do, so
Tony,
it just got me in trouble.
Okay.
Oh God.
Just got me fired.
Self-promotion is everything, baby. So okay, we're gonna keep it moving. All right.
Yes.
All right, and then Racine has an event coming up.
What's Racine got?
It's the town hall meeting Thursday, October 11th. So it's the same day as your event.
Oh, it is.
Right. But it's only from 6 to 8:30.
6 to 8:30.
So we can hit over that and then skedaddle over to your event.
And when we were on our way to the
and
Swerve,
mosey on into our VIP seating.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
when we were on our way to the Swerve event, the press called her on the phone.
Oh, did they?
Oh yes, actually, I was like, oh.
Oh, Racine's a legend. Right. So Pastor Wise, tell us about your anniversary. I think we have an image we have one of the flyers of that, right? You got a
Awesome.
full array of events there.
I have a full array of events. So first of all, let me say thank you for having me.
Of course.
Thank you for
And we're going to
coming.
bring you back on. You're going to be our full guest sometime soon.
I would love to.
And you got to bring my kids back with you.
I will bring them. And if you let me, I can bring more.
You can.
Right.
Y'all can't see it, but he's got a whole entourage filling up the studio.
Yes, he did.
I brought a support team.
And all I brought was
Support.
a Lyft driver.
I'm like, are you Beyonce?
and he left.
Really?
Right, a Lyft driver.
I'm like, who are you? So tell us about the church and,
Okay,
and, the,
so-
and the anniversary.
So I actually pastor the church, Remnant Christian Center at 4901 Nanny Helens Burroughs Avenue in Northeast Washington, D.C. And it is a growing, thriving ministry. We are growing, all I can say. It's a safe place. It's a place for all people, so it's no judgment zone. We're just trying to impact lives. And, we call it the safe place. We call it where the whomsoever will can truly come. So while we like to put the notion that it is an affirming church, it's really a church for everyone. And so I don't really advertise the affirming movement because I feel like church should be church for anyone who walks through those doors.
Right.
Christ is for everyone. But now back to the celebration. So I have been pastoring, I've been pastoring since I was like 22, 23.
But you're only 20.
But I'm only
Right.
26.
Right.
You're absolutely right.
Oh, young thing, y'all.
Yes.
I'm only 26.
That's
no,
what you did. You
but
separated us by age.
yeah,
Put
right.
the young
Oh,
over
yeah, put
there,
the young
with
on the-
old
okay,
over here,
okay.
right.
well,
Season and non-season.
there you go. One day I'm gonna make it to this table. But so we're having a celebration. So this is the first that I've had like in forever. And at first I was a little skeptical about doing it, but I'm glad that we're doing it now because we're actually doing something that's going to benefit everyone to this regard. So we're having a pastor's anniversary celebration next week, October 11th through the 14th, and we have a series of events. Many times when pastors have anniversaries, they have a whole bunch of church services, and they're trying to raise a whole bunch of money. I want to do something very, very, very out the box.
There's nothing
and very
wrong with
different.
raising money.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with raising money.
Right.
In fact, when you come, bring your praise and your money.
Bring your
Okay,
praise.
we're going to need
and
both. We're going to
Long
need
as
both.
it's
some
for
for
a
the
good cause.
collection
Good
plate.
cause. Right.
So what we have first on the lineup is on October 11th at 7 o'clock, we are having a benefit concert. And this benefit concert features several DMV artists, such as Artavia McClary, Duran Fowler. We also have The Voice, Damon Flemings from The Voice. And we have the one and only, the spectacular, the wonderful Lee Andrea Johnson from Sunday's Best.
And I've never
Yeah.
seen her live.
Oh,
I
my
can
God.
imagine.
Oh,
amazing.
wow.
She is going to
I know.
amaze you
Right.
and
I know.
wow you.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
telling you, she's going to be
We're
absolutely
going to
amazing.
we're going to be there.
We
You
for
have
that.
to
we
come.
going.
So listen, so if you want to come, tickets, our general admission is $20. $20 for general admission and VIP preferred
No,
seating.
we can't sit with everybody.
You know, we
course.
VIP. We legendary. We VIP.
Legendary. Well, we have a seat
With
just for
everybody
you.
else?
We have season seats just for the VIPs. So the VIPs are 30.
We just kidding. We just kidding.
No. I want you to sit there. The VIPs are $35, and that allows you preferred seating. And then there's a private small reception with Leandria after the concert, so that we can have that time to mingle, take pictures, and
Wonderful.
things like
Okay,
that.
sure.
Now, the benefit concert came about primarily, as much as it's a celebration for me and for the church. I had people in my church that I did not know unannounced to me were coming to church on Tuesdays. They were coming to church on Sundays, praise and worship team, Bible studies. And so one night I asked them after church was over, I said, so where are you all going? And the young couple said to me, I don't know.
Oh,
And I said,
wow.
what do you mean
Oh,
you
my
don't?
goodness.
What do you mean you don't know? And they said, we have nowhere to go. And I said, wait a minute. Where did you go Sunday after you left church? We went to the train station. Where did you go Tuesday after you left church? We were sleeping here, sleeping there, and it devastated me. And so we actually, after that Sunday, actually, I called some city officials and called some contacts that I know and asked them to come to the church and help me place these people in homes. And so we're in the 7th Ward of Washington, D.C.
Right.
And so that night, I think we were able to place like 4 or 5 people in homes that night.
Wow.
And so the benefit concert is not to benefit me. This money is to raise funds for our foundation that we have started called the Remnant Foundation. And it's to help our LGBTQ youth, that young adults, to actually get on their feet and actually be successful in what they're trying to do. So
Right.
we're making a big effort here. And so I want everybody to come and support this event. $20, I don't know where else you're going to get $20 and get this lineup.
Right.
If you have not seen the
Nowhere.
lineup, go to our page.
Right.
It's
going to be spectacular.
going to be spectacular.
But that's just one night. You've got 3
that's
other
just one night.
nights.
So
Right.
yeah, right. That's just one night. I'll tell you, we're gonna do it big. If you're gonna celebrate. So October 12th, we're actually having a masquerade ball celebration. It's gonna be formal, semi-formal, sit-down dinner. We have a couple of people we're gonna award trophies too, and recognitions too, because they've done some great things in the community and as far as helping our church succeed to where we are now. And so we just want to share the celebration and the momentum about helping people. So bring your mask, bring your formal, bring your semi-formal, bring your good times. We're going to have a good time. And I told the saints, listen, I live a balanced life. I'm a pastor. I live a balanced life. I like to have a good time. So I'm not all, rigid and all, strict.
Right.
I like to have a good time and live a balanced life. And so we're going to have a nice time. We're going to do the formal thing from like 8 to 10. But about 10:01, I'm going to tell the DJ to go in and bring the beat in.
Oh,
Bring the beat in. And then it's going to be a turn up.
Right.
So I like I was telling you, I told the church mothers, I said, listen, you all may have to go home and pray for us that we make it home. And my church mother said, oh, no, you won't. We're going to be right there.
They're going to be the main ones.
They're going to be the main ones, right.
Good.
So that is on Saturday. That's on Friday, and that cost is $60. But if you would mention this radio show, I think we can do something special for them. I think we can do something special and get you all there at discounted rate. Definitely.
No, we're coming. No, dude. If we're gonna come and pay like everybody else.
Well, listen.
that's right.
That's
Well,
how
I
we
appreciate
support.
it.
That's
'Cause
how
let me
we
tell you
support
something.
that.
The
Yeah.
funds are going to this benefit, and I just want to put
Absolutely.
these people in homes. And
And
put them in homes. So
No, you you're certainly welcome to speak to me. And this is right. I'm in Ward 7. This is literally
Wow.
right around the corner.
Well, you got to
from
come
me.
visit us on Sundays.
I plan to.
Oh, well,
I
look at
plan
it's
to.
11:30 now.
Isn't that right,
Don't
Timothy?
look for me until football
Timothy's going to
season.
make sure I call.
I'm just being
I'll be
real.
there
I plan
Sunday.
to.
Maybe I'll
Well,
come
I
by.
appreciate
all
it.
your colleagues, Bishop Abrams and Darren and Kenneth King, they all know. I'm like, okay,
After football
let's talk
season.
after football
Okay.
season.
Well, we'll be there.
Okay,
So I'm going to be looking for you.
and
Okay.
not too early.
And then on Saturday, we're actually doing something different. We're having a paint party.
I
I
love a
see.
paint
A
party.
paint party. So we have an instructor coming, and we're going to have paint. We're going to fellowship. We're going to eat.
And that's at MCC. It
That's at
looks
MCC.
like-
The
okay.
concert is MCC, and the paint party is
Gotcha.
at MCC. So I would love everyone to come and support this cause. As much as it's a celebration for me, I really want to make this a celebration for everybody to take part in and enjoy, and just really have a great experience.
Okay, so where can people go to get more info?
So they can go to our Facebook page at Remnant Christian Center. They can go to my page, Robert D. Wise,
Okay.
on Facebook. We're on all the social medias
And I
on
see
Instagram.
you're on Eventbrite also.
We are on Eventbrite. So if you go to Eventbrite and put in Pastor's Anniversary Celebration, it will come right up. And if
Okay.
not, inbox us and we'll make sure that you get it, because we definitely want to share this information. As I was sharing with you, a lot of times our community is not privileged to some of that exposure. When we get it, we walk in the room and we're the main target. And so I want to create a
Right.
space where everybody can come in, enjoy what's happening in their truth, in their freedom, no judgment, just pure excitement and pure celebration, knowing that we're doing something impacting that's going to help someone along the way.
All right, folks. Well, if you're in
Well-
the D.C. area during this weekend, October 11th through the 14th, come on out and support
I'm definitely going.
Pastor's Anniversary Celebration for Remnant
Absolutely.
Christian Center.
Jamil, are we there?
We're there on the 11th for sure.
For
I'm
sure.
definitely going
For sure.
to that.
For sure.
VIP
right.
section as well.
Right.
VIP.
Absolutely. We got VIP tickets.
Absolutely.
And I need our name spelled properly.
Spelled
Yes. yes.
I'm just kidding. I really am. We're just kidding. We're just
I
I'm
think
not-
he's serious. Right, somebody's
right,
serious.
No, we are just kidding.
He
I
does
like
want the name
I like
spelled
to be with
correctly.
my folks. I do. I like to be with my folks. All right, well, Pastor Weiss, we want to thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
And you're going to come back and join us for a whole show so you can really
I would love
tell
to.
us
You can
more
host.
about this ministry.
Yeah,
Huh?
he could come back and sit with us, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I would love to.
absolutely.
I would love
Wonderful.
to.
Yes, yes.
I
And
would
bring
love
the
to.
whole team. Maybe bring your choir. And,
You're right.
yes,
Listen,
maybe
we can
too
do
much.
it. Whatever we got to
Right.
do. Whatever we got to
much.
do.
You
Okay.
might not want to challenge him to do that. Obviously, he's shown us he can do that.
Well, good luck, and you'll see us
Thank
out
you.
there.
Thank you.
We'll
Thank you so
be
much.
there.
Thank you, everyone. And please support if you can.
All right. Thanks,
Thank
Scott.
you.
Thanks
All
again for joining
right.
us. Okay, y'all. That was Pastor Weiss, Robert Wise.
Wise,
From
like-
Remnant
W-I-S-E.
Christian Center. Remnant Christian
Christian
Center.
Center.
That's right.
This
All
is
right.
right in my neighborhood.
Okay, all right. So we just got a few more things. I did want to mention Swerve Weekend. So we were finally able to launch that from last weekend. And here's some shots from some of the activities. It was fun. It was a really good first start. We sort of tried to pack a lot in there. We did everything from a meet and greet at the New Bachelor's Mill. That's from the Dance Institute of Washington. They had some students that performed. It was really an exciting performance.
Beautiful.
And then we also had a town hall meeting, and the discussion was very lively. We talked about the upcoming election. That is C. Thomas, who hosted our artist showcase. He's a poet, and he was been on our show. So it was a lot of fun. Angie, we missed you there. We're going to get you there next year.
There you go.
And so that's from our town hall meeting. We had a powerhouse. All the organizations were represented. You had Isaiah Wilson from the National Black Justice Coalition who moderated it. Thank you, Isaiah. And then Earl Folks and Ben Needham. And then there's Ernest, my twin, my brother from another mother. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, guys.
I like
See
Robert's
you soon.
shoes.
You guys next week.
Absolutely. And so Ernest came out. And so not that image yet. But so that was what we did for Swerve Weekend. And so look out for further details for 2019. We really just kind of threw it together for this year. But next year it's going to be what? Fierce.
It's gonna be fierce. It was fierce this year.
Yes.
But it's gonna be fierce.
It's going to be really
Fiercer.
fierce.
Let's say fiercer.
It's
next
going to be
year.
so fierce. Yeah, it's going to be fierce.
Fiercer.
Right. So, but I'm exhausted from it. So anyway, so we got a few news items, and we'll catch up. We got a few news items. I just saw that there are no more visas, that the Trump administration is not allowing visas for same-sex partners of diplomats anymore. Can you imagine?
Wow. That
Yeah.
doesn't surprise
Yeah, that's just
anyone, I'm
mean-spirited.
sure.
Well, he's mean-spirited.
Right.
I mean, and he has some axes to grind.
And the reason they used to offer the visas is because same-sex marriage is not legal in many of these countries.
Right.
So when these people come, they can't get married. And the whole idea was that they were married couples can get the if you're in a marriage relationship. If you're married, you can get a visa for your partner, your
Right.
spouse. But if you're not married and you can't get married, then you can't bring over your spouse. Isn't it terrible? Why?
It makes no sense. It's petty. That's what's crazy about it. It's just petty.
And just to even spend time to do something like that.
It's just petty. I mean, well, you spin webs and you put puffs of smoke up to keep people from looking at your taxes and crap like that.
He ain't
That's
showing
right.
taxes
But what's
anyway.
interesting? The Russian group in the UN really promoted it as well. Promoted the removal of those visas.
Well, of course they did. Well,
Right,
he does
right.
it. Well, he's their puppet.
Right.
This is just silliness.
He's
but anyway,
their puppet.
So I just saw that a couple days ago. Then we had the Black Women's March here in D.C. and in New York.
Right.
I don't know. I didn't know anything about it until Sheila Reed mentioned it to me. Did you know?
No, I did not. I saw some things on social media, but I had not known.
Yeah,
Wow.
I found out about it. Someone came to I guess it was the town hall and mentioned it. I just left the march. I was like, what march?
What March? Right.
Right.
So I look forward to learning more about what happened with that.
Right.
It looked like it was well attended, though.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
yeah, it did.
But they did it in multiple cities, so they had
Right.
some activity in New York, I understand, and they were. I think one of the main issues was the government is removing the safe. It's something around domestic violence. It's a law that discourages or punishes folks for domestic violence, or it enables victims of domestic violence to get justice.
Right.
It's something along that regards. I got to explore for more details. But the Black Women's March was centered around that particular issue.
It's a powerful message.
Absolutely. So then the other issue is that the NAACP is suing the state of Connecticut over prison gerrymandering. Check this out.
Tell me about this.
So the census registers prisoners in the area where they are imprisoned, as opposed to the area where they live. And so, funds go with
Right.
people.
Right. Exactly.
And
Wow.
they're saying it's a major problem in certain jurisdictions,
Are you
like
kidding?
Connecticut. So those rural communities that have prisons, have those large prisons, it ups their population numbers considerably.
Which ups their
If you count
dollars
which
considerably.
ups the dollars allocated to them. Can you imagine? What's
Yeah.
wrong with this country?
These days, it's not
Right,
much
there's
that
no
really
surprises.
There's no surprises. It just seems like people are just running amok.
What's
It's
going
just
on
a
with our
mess.
government? But anyway, all right. So that being said, it's time to turn out, y'all, and take action. November 6th is 34, 35 days away?
35 days away.
Yep.
And voter registration should end in a couple of days, usually October.
But is it
8th or
true
9th?
that I was reading online that D.C. can register right up to the last day? the
I
day
don't know
before?
that, and I'm not a D.C. resident any longer.
That's right. That's right. You're not.
Y'all pushed me out. Gentrification is real. I can't afford to live in the
I'm
district.
holding on. I'm right on the line, but I'm holding on.
I can barely even afford to come into town. Right. Everybody's looking at me crazy. So anyway, make sure you go out and register. First of all, I know the registration deadline around the country is coming up soon.
Right.
Coming up soon. And so let's show this clip, because HRC has a great initiative around taking action. Let's run that, Jacob. right to our artist showcase. How won't we do that? We're gonna bypass what's hot. All right, I want you to know that, Jacob.
We got all this hotness here.
That's right.
We hot enough.
And I want to hear more from this lady right here. So, but this was your idea. You want to introduce this artist, Phenomenon the Poet?
I surely would. She is an amazing artist. She's an amazing spoken word artist. She is a 21-time International Poetry Slam winner.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
And she came to perform at my 52nd birthday party.
All right.
She's been a friend
Yeah,
of
we
mine
missed. We missed it.
Right, you guys missed an amazing time as well. But she is just an amazing. She's written a book, and so she's just this video is fire.
It's gonna say it all.
It is.
called
It
Crown
does
the
say it all. It
Kings.
does say it all. All right, let's run
It
that,
does.
Jacob. It does say it all.
Crown the kings. Crown the kings. 'Cause everybody want a king in their life, right? A king in their life, right? A king in their life, right? Right. Crown the king in some heels and a new pair of panties. I ain't taking care of you, 'cause damn it, I ain't your mammy. I'm a stone cold temple with a whole lot of power. Good for more than sucking on you when I step out the shower. I'm your baby's mama, your wife, your lover, the hood chick that lied for you when the feds was coming. So how you figure I'm good enough to be second? I'm the one making moves, I'm the one with the weapons. I can work, pay bills, teach kids, pray daily, kill 1,000 men while breastfeeding the baby. I'm giving all the orders, I'm calling all the shots. Kings ain't always the man, a king is just on top. So who's on top? Who's on top of the world? That's why Asian tradition didn't really care for the girls. 'Cause if you keep birthing baby girls out so fast, you'll have to keep pushing crowns out after they ass. Crown the kings. Crown the kings. 'Cause everybody want a king in their life, right? A king in their life, right? A king in their life, right? 'Cause everybody want a king in their life, right? A king in their life, right? A king in their life, right? Cause we ain't here.
All right.
All right.
Kings.
All right. Crown the Kings.
Right, she said a queen ain't a man; it's just the one on top.
The lady sending a message, y'all, right in time for the Black Women's March.
Right.
We talked about that theme of kings
We
at
did.
the town hall, and that was very timely.
We did talk about that.
Uh-huh.
All right, y'all. So we got a special guest in the house, the one and only Angie Harvey,
Hey, Angie.
Hey,
the inspiration
I'm
herself.
so excited to be here.
So, Angie, tell us about you and your journey, because I mean, you travel the country providing words of wisdom to people. So, tell us about you and what you're doing.
All righty then. Let me first just say thank you. I'm so very excited to be here.
We love you. You know we love you.
And so very excited that you allowed me the opportunity to be a part of your baby.
Absolutely. You're
Not
part of the
very many
Swerv
people
team.
allow you to hold their baby. He allowed you to write for his baby. And so I truly appreciate that. I've been doing this for 16 years. And actually, it started here in D.C.
Wow.
2002, D.C.'s Black Pride. I submitted a proposal. Earl Folks was in charge. And literally, there were people standing outside the room. And I want to know, what were they waiting for? And they were waiting to get a seat in the room that I was in.
Wow.
I did What's Love Got to Do with It? And literally, it started from there.
Okay.
And,
All right.
and
Wow.
it was just
So you were doing a session, like
And it
a
was
symposium,
it was
seminar?
a workshop, and it was the very first workshop I had ever done. I had never
Wow.
publicly spoken ever. Right.
I find that hard to believe.
I promise you. Wait a minute. Not just that. I stutter, and I self-esteem lower than the rug in most cases.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And came from a place when you're in my situation, when you're given an assignment by such a higher power, all you can do is show up.
Got to show up.
And literally, that's what I do. Every single post, every single workshop, every single retreat, every single anything that I can help grown folks grow up. That's exactly what I do.
Come on now.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So are you doing individual coaching, or do you do? So I hear workshops, seminars. Are there books?
Anything
What-
that involves the human spirit. So I do team building, I do staff development training, I
Oh,
do
wow.
diversity and inclusion. This coming Sunday, I'm going to be officiating my 5th wedding.
Okay.
I've done a couple of what I call speeches from the pulpit, where
Speeches from the pool.
because if you call it a sermon, they want to call you a minister. And if they call you a minister, they want to, and to me that was a little bit too heavy for
Okay.
me. So I call it speeches from the pulpit. But
Gotcha.
I've been at Bishop Flunder's church. I've been at Carl Beaton's
Shout out to
church.
Bishop
I've been
Flunder.
at- yes, all of those things. And so literally any place where there's a human spirit, I can help folks grow up. And so I do individual stuff as well. There's people that can't find therapists and things of that nature in their areas. And I do video conferencing with those people. I usually range anywhere from 10 to 15 clients. I get about 40 to 50 inboxes a day
Wow.
from folks all over the country, all over the world, actually. Some of them are about to jump off a bridge, and some of them just a curb. Some of them want a little bit of help, and some of them want a lot of
Wow.
help. But I address every single inbox I get.
Come on.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I hear
Yes.
that. So tell us, and Tony, don't be shy now. Don't
Oh,
let me.
you know
I
I'm
can't
not.
So
imagine
tell
you
us,
shy.
because one of your, the central element of your of everything you talk about is growth.
That's
It's growth.
right.
Where's that emanate from?
That was actually by accident. I looked up, and literally my name had become synonymous with the word grow. So literally when people were hearing grow, so much so that I now put it in all caps no matter where I write it, which has gotten me in a little trouble
I
on
see.
job
I
applications.
try to do that. I try to make sure we capitalize
Exactly.
it.
But literally, it just literally came into place where I started to use the word, and there it was. And again, people know me by that word. And that's what I attempt to do, is to help grown folks grow up.
Okay.
Because we
Okay.
need, I tell
So
people
when
all
you
the time,
say grow, define that exactly how you mean. that.
let's talk about, and I love that. I tell people, unless you give a word definition, you don't give your life meaning.
Exactly.
Because you could say grow and somebody could think you meaning, eat some collard greens and grow in your pants.
What's wrong with collard greens?
Right. Nothing wrong with collard greens and nothing wrong with growing in that
Y'all
way.
making me
But that's not the
hungry
kind
now.
of growth I'm talking about. I'm talking about mental movement. I'm talking about being able to manage your emotions. I'm talking about being able to know and understand the words that you speak. I'm talking about you being able to identify your emotions, because fine, okay, and good are not emotions. And
Right.
you can't manage those things. And so many of us we lack the knowledge, we lack the education around emotions, emotional management. Just being able to say, how are you? And I'm good, I'm fine. Or, great example, a mother crying in the room, daughter comes in, what's wrong, mommy? Nothing. So there we've taught her to lie, to suppress her feeling, and we don't realize that that's what we're doing. But that's how people learn not to feel, because we're not even honest about those little bitty things. What's
not-
the matter? Nothing.
We're not authentic with what.
Oh, and I just did a workshop on that. It was
Come on,
called
man.
Bacon, Bagels, and Badass Bitches.
Okay. tell us about that.
Yeah, being and becoming your authentic self. We're literally, when people talk about keeping it 100 and being authentic, we were stripped of our authenticity when we were 2 and 3 and 4 years old, when your parents wanted to make you just like them. And then your pastors wanted you to be just like a good Christian kid, and the community wanted you to be just like, this is what we need you to do, this is what we need you to have. Kids will tell you the truth. We learned to lie, and we learned to lie from our parents. When you couldn't tell your friends what happened in the house, because way before Las Vegas said it, your mama said it. What
Right.
happens in my house stays in my house.
Right.
And so we literally were stripped of all the things that we normally did, normally said. Oh, mommy, she got something on her nose. And we were taught then, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all.
Gotcha,
and guess
gotcha.
what? So much of what we need to learn and grow from is not nice to hear, but it's needed.
So what
Not
about
nice, but needed.
What are some of the? I mean, I would imagine. I mean, I don't know if you specialize in same gender loving people in our community. But what are some of our key issues? I mean, I can imagine, the homophobia, the internalized homophobia is one of them. But what are our issues?
Ironically, and I'm glad that you asked that question, I have a radio program called Conversations with Angie Harvey, and I've been doing that program for 6 years, and there's not been one time that I've done a conversation that was specific to same gender loving. But let me tell you why. We are all humans, and way before we had a sexuality issue, we had a communication issue. We had a suppressed emotion issues. We had abandonment issues. We had mommy issues. So there's so many things that you can come to, and that's just the one that people believe is the thing that's on top.
And
When most,
it's not.
And it's not. It's not at all. And so I deal with the human spirit. And just so happen it could be black, white, straight, gay, small, short, big. It doesn't make a difference.
You don't discriminate.
Not at all.
Right.
Nor do I believe that what we experience as same gender loving folks is any different than what every folk deals with. And guess what? I can pull in more people in that way than I can trying to make it a separate issue and make people believe that because I am same gender loving, I have communication issues. Because I am same gender loving, I have abandonment issues. That's not the truth.
You just brought that home.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's across the board, and that's what I do.
But that
I do
isn't.
across the
But
board.
for some people, it is part of it's part of the issues that they have. But you're saying. But I hear what you're saying. That's not the dominant. There are humanity issues.
It's not
that are primary.
You give this some thought. If in fact we were ever taught to be authentic, do you know there's 30 and 40 and 50 and 60-year-old people who are still doing things in accordance to the way their mother would want them to do them?
Right.
That takes away from your authenticity. If in fact we were given early on the ability to be able to be authentic, some of what these kids now, they're taking their girlfriends to prom. They ain't having that stuff going on.
Right.
We then were taught something very, very, very different. And again, so it not just not being the primary thing, it's almost the thing that caused the homophobia, caused the shame, caused the suppression. But we never ever get to that.
The supremacy.
Oh, absolutely.
I can't remember the book, but it's going to come to me that spoke about that. It said everything that you do is based on something that you learned at another point. So you have to kind of unlearn the things that you do and start thinking for yourself.
Absolutely. I tell people all the time that you can't, no one's ever tried to move in and out of a house at the same time. You got to move the old couch out to get the other couch in. And then we always hear tapes. All of us have these tapes, and your mother's recorded them, your aunties recorded them, your guardians recorded them, and then we remix them. It says, "You stupid, you stupid." We remix, and then we get a partner or a loved one or a friend who will actually do a little feature on it. All of them producing negative tapes that we hear every day, and we don't know quite how to press pause even. So we allow it to play out to say you can't, you never will, you shouldn't be. Those things happen perpetually over and over and over again in any given day. You can hear anywhere from 24, and no one speaks about those things.
Right.
If you don't go to a good therapist, they're not ever going to bring those things up. So to your point, absolutely, most of what we experience as adults, and I believe this is true specifically about parents, parents usually spend their child's childhood reconciling their own childhood.
Their own childhood.
Right.
Oh my goodness, you're scaring me.
Come on now. But that makes sense.
It does.
But let me ask you this. So do you agree with the statement that most of what holds individuals back is the fear of what others would think and what others are saying?
Absolutely.
Because that sounds like what you just said.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It was put upon us. That's when we were taken. So, and we didn't lose our authenticity. It was taken from us, the ability to be able to think for ourselves. But bigger than that, the constant critique. You stop being bad. You're being too loud. Oh, you're being this. Oh, you're being. So we were constantly critiqued in that way, and absolutely began. How long does it take to domesticate? If anybody's ever read any book, they should read the 4 Agreements by
my favorite
Ruiz.
book. It's my favorite book.
Amazing. He talks about we are domesticated just like dogs.
And I believe it's the 4 Agreement that
When he says we, as in human beings.
Human beings
beings.
were domesticated by their parents or the people that raised them, just like dogs were. We were taught to sit, to eat, to stand. You eat this, you do this. The vegetables are good for you. This is not good for you. Do this, do wait. Date this person. Wear this. Those. And literally, when did you have the ability to make a decision?
Right.
It's all controlled.
And so guess what? Everything that we do now, we're looking around to see who's looking.
That book is on my coffee table.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Say the book name
It's
again?
called
Four
The Four
Agreements.
Agreements.
The Four Agreements.
The Four
Yardé is a
Agreements
big
by-
fan of that book also.
Oh, yes,
Who
I heard
else?
him talk about
It's a great.
that.
It's an
Absolutely.
amazing. It's an amazing book.
And I think everybody should read
I wanted
it.
to ask you about the column you wrote for our September-October issue, All Dressed Up with No Place to Grow.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Okay, it's funny that you would say, okay, Angie, I need you to do something for this. And I thought, oh my goodness, what can I do? One of the things, I used to be a drug and alcohol counselor. And one of the things that that when people get sober, I believe that we dress ourselves up on the outside way before. So I wouldn't let my clients get new clothes upon 18 months of recovery. Wow. You wore those crack clothes when you was using. You keep wearing those crack clothes until you get the inside right. Because once we've all learned to dress up on the outside. You said, "Ooh, you looking good. You looking fine."
Right.
Not knowing that person's going home and toe up from the floor up. Mm-hmm. Can't even look in the mirror at themselves and don't believe half of what you're saying about how good they look.
Wow.
And so it's one of the things that I don't like about clothes is that they cover. Clothes cover. In my next life, I'm going to have a fashion show, and it's going to be an inside out fashion show, and I'm going to have people dressed on the outside like they feel on the inside.
Okay.
Nobody's gonna be sharp.
Okay.
Ain't nobody gonna have on those sharp ass shoes. Ain't nobody gonna be having excuse me, something on flawless. From the inside out, we toe up from the flow up. Most of us, all of us got stuff. Some
Everybody
of us
got
are working
something.
on stuff, and most of us are not operating to our full capacity. Like that VCR that we used to have, or even these iPhones. We literally use 10%
Right,
of that
if not,
iPhone.
if
Same
that,
thing
right.
happens with us. We are utilizing less than 10% of our full capacity due to what somebody else might think about what we might do and where we might grow.
And so
Yes.
what's the key to overcoming that?
First of all, being able to acknowledge that it exists. Self-awareness is so sexy. Oh my.
Oh, I'm gonna
Self-awareness
we're
is
gonna borrow
sexy.
that.
Self-awareness is so sexy, but very few people are sexy. And anything that's not growing is dead, and I see dead people walking every day.
Wow.
Absolutely. When you are able to see what it is that's wrong, I don't like the word wrong, that you're challenged by, you can only change something that you're aware of. I call it bringing your A game. You have to be aware, you have to acknowledge, you have to accept, you have to take action and aftercare. But no one can tell you, oh, I don't know what I did wrong. Okay, I'm going to change. Well, what are you going to change?
What you gonna take care of?
What you going to take care of?
Right.
Or people say, just give me time to work on it. And they think working is just time waste. If you're not working, it's my very first saying I said here in 2002, you don't go from work to home, you go from work to work. And if you're not working as hard at home as you do at work, it's not going to work.
You go from
the
work
real
to
work
work.
starts when you come in the door, not when you leave out of it.
Gotcha. Wow.
But that's where we
funny.
do the real work for $27.50 an hour.
Right. Right.
Working on somebody else's
a
mission.
little more than that. We need more than that. Anyway, so you had some inspiring vignettes on your YouTube page. I wanted to show one of them. I think this was. Let me read it. What level you growing on? Can we run that one real quick, Jacob?
Okay, so let me get this right. You can't take the escalator. And no, there is no elevator. And put the ladder down. You absolutely have to grow on the level that you're on in order to get to the next level. You got that? Now grow on and see which talking T speaks to you. Okay.
All right.
got
Tell us about that.
So I have a line what I call talking T's, and they are some of my original quotes. And initially I thought, okay, I don't even wear t-shirts. I literally, up until this year, I never even put on a t-shirt. I wasn't a t-shirt type of chick. God said, put your message on. We need to get out there. We need to start conversations. We need to change some made up minds. We need to motivate people. We need to put some of these slogans on a shirt. Because people start to be like, oh, let me read that. Or, oh, I don't agree with that. So people are going to either let you know that they like what they see, or they don't, or they disagree with what you see, or they at least want to read it. And I said, oh, on t-shirts? And God was like, I said a t-shirt. Therefore, I got 37. I got 37
Okay.
different versions, 85 total that I'm going to be switching out. But I literally put, like the one I got on says, speed has limits, possibilities don't.
Okay.
Just a way
I
of
like
sparking
that.
conversations. And let me give you a little bit. I wore a shirt. I have one that says, I'm thankful for my therapist and you should be too. And I wore it to Sam's Club, and there was a white 71-year-old man, and he said, do you believe in God? I said, I surely do. He said, well, if you believed in God, you wouldn't need a therapist. I sat down and had a conversation with him without telling him whose shirt it was and what I did for a living. And I said, how do you think God does all the work? He does that through his disciples. What do you think a therapist is? A therapist is a disciple.
Okay.
Literally, we talked for a half an hour, and that man changed his mind and bought a T-shirt.
All
Come
right.
on now.
Fizz,
Come on now.
you better do it.
Right, in
Okay.
Sam's Club. That's what
should
I'm
have
talking
charged him
about,
double.
conversation pieces. So that's the whole purpose. I tell people, I don't need you to support me
So-
to give me money. I need you to support me to
What
spread the word.
to not support is the reading and the understanding and having a
Absolutely.
conversation.
Absolutely. I want to spark conversations.
That's right.
I want to
Right.
have knowledge that's contagious and growth that is immeasurable.
Wait a minute. Knowledge that's... Are we writing?
Contagious.
We need to be writing all this down.
I don't.
My
I
friends
was
send
like
it to me
looking for
all the time.
pencils.
That's what it is. Knowledge that's contagious and growth that's immeasurable.
Okay.
You can't even measure.
So
it.
how do
So
you
big.
deal with, or how would you advise people to deal with pruning, in their lives, with things that need to be moved out, things to be moved in? Is that something that, because I tell people all the time that you have to know when to prune your garden, just like rose bushes have to be
That's a
trimmed
very-
up.
Very good analogy.
You mean when you need to get rid of some
Some bad.
negative, bad energy, people,
Right.
and stuff?
Ironically, the biggest challenge of that is people not believing they're worthy of anything different.
Exactly. I knew you were going to say that. And
Given what we've come from, where we were made to put in and made to stay in things that didn't feel good. We were made to stay in the homes that we lived in because that was your mama. We were made to stay in those relationships because we've been in them for a year. We were made to stay at jobs because that one paid money. We learned to put up with shit, and shit begins to smell good to us, look good to us,
Yeah.
taste good to us. We call her our boo.
Come on now.
And say, hey, this might they like boo. That ain't all that you think it is.
Wow.
It's very difficult for people to even recognize. You know what's the scariest thing to somebody in that place is when you're nice to them. People keep shit around all the time. They look suspect at when you're nice. What do you want from me?
That's right.
What
That's right.
When you gonna break my heart? When you gonna be disloyal? When you gonna cheat? When you gonna do something?
That's why I'm single.
And I tell
Too
people all
nice.
the time, the best way to lose somebody is to be nice to them, because most of us don't know how to receive nice. We don't know how to treat nice, and we damn sure don't want nice close to us because that's not what we believe we're worthy of.
Oh, that was it right there. That was it right there.
you see, I'm just looking at it.
That was it right there.
I saw one of my favorite authors years ago, J. California Cooper, and she was talking about the same thing about people wearing shit. And then she said, when you come in a club and you wonder why you attract the worst person in the world, because they can smell your doo-doo.
Absolutely.
They can smell your doo-doo
I
because
tell
you're
people-
wearing it.
I tell people all the time that I didn't have dogs up until 4 years ago, and I noticed that they did their due wherever another dog did their due. And I said, so we have to be clear that we allow people to come and pee in the same spot, record on the same tape, remix the same shit that your mama did, that your uncle did, that you did.
It's all learned and
All learned behavior, and it's very difficult.
inherited behavior.
Very difficult. More difficult than I thought. I have friends of mine that says, Angie, like, you too deep all the time. It's too much.
No.
No, I'm just saying this is what people tell me. But it wasn't until literally this year that I recognized that not everybody can recognize their stuff. And even when it's brought to their attention, it feels like I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy enough. When actuality, I'm just being a mirror. All of us need a mirror. I'm just being a mirror. So you can say, okay, this is what, when you put on your makeup, you want a mirror.
Right.
When you're looking at your clothes, you want a mirror. When people looking at their feelings and their emotions, they don't want shit to do with
They're
a
not
mirror.
they're not ready to
Really?
receive
Give
it.
not
them
ready.
some
They're not
cardboard and
ready.
keep
Wow.
them in. Some sunglasses and some cardboard, and they out.
So that's interesting. You talk about people being attracted to the dysfunction.
Yes. Because it's what they know.
So they feel comfortable with
They
accepting the dysfunction, but not what's good for them.
Oh, people. No.
It's the narrative that they know. It's
the
what
narrative.
it's what they're trained on. It's what you
Absolutely.
believe.
And is that more the rule than the
Oh,
exception?
absolutely. Absolutely. And not only that, we're still infecting our children. We're still teaching them. Kids are bullied first in their home. So I'm not understanding how a mother wants to go up to a school and talk about why such and such is talking about her daughter when you told her she wasn't shit. When you told her she's only going to be like her father. When you told her she's never going to lead the projects. And now you want to go up to the school because somebody else called her.
Right.
Be clear though. Get this. She hung herself in your house 2 steps from your door. Where was your connection to your daughter? But you want to walk up to the school.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Right.
So it's what we know, it's what we learn, and we don't know any different. When was the first time you saw a teacher when you were younger and you saw a teacher out at the grocery store like they shop? You only know
human beings.
Literally, I didn't know people had fathers. I'm like, wait a minute, your father lived with you?
Oh wow. Wow.
You mean your father and mother live in because I grew up in a single parent household. Most of the women in my family are heavy. My sister had a flat stomach. I thought my sister was gonna die. Like, hey, it's something wrong with her. She got a flat stomach. You only know what you know. And most of us don't know any different. So we trek on life. And it's only going to be 2 or 3 people that's going to tell you different. And those people are usually pushed away. It's going to tell you, it's going to be 18 people to confirm and co-sign your shit. And only 2 people that will reject it, and you will reject those 2 people.
And if I may, and if, just to play upon that, you only know what you know, and then when you don't know much, you're looking for somebody who you think knows less.
Absolutely.
Until you can stand on that person,
Yep.
and you can stand and put
That
your
you think
foot
knows
that
less.
you think knows less, so you can put your foot on that person.
Right.
Because I had
So you can't feel challenged.
I had a
Right.
conversation with somebody yesterday was telling me about somebody who does drugs, and I said, you know what? Everybody got something. If you addicted to a cookie, you
Right.
got something.
That's a cookie.
You ain't
And
got
you
to talk
cookie.
about me on live TV right now. Right.
But her point back to me was, well, the cookie is not as bad as the drug. I said, if you got diabetes, it is.
Right.
And
It
addiction
is.
is addiction.
And addiction
But that's
is
what
addiction.
we do. They did the same thing with race that we do with drugs, what we do with dysfunction. We go, oh, because my drug and alcohol people, oh, crack was at the top. No, heroin's on bigger than that. Oh, no, cocaine's bigger than that. I'm just an alcoholic. I'm just to this. I just have a sex addiction. I just have a gambling addiction. It's anything that affects negatively the human spirit that will cause you to act out of order.
All right.
Out of order.
Let's show one more. Okay. I got don't deny your own application. Let's run that one, Jacob.
Some of us are actually denying our own application. As we learn the information, we deny the application, which keeps us from growing up. We have to learn, apply, grow up, repeat. Learn the information, apply what you've learned, grow up, and repeat. Learn, apply, grow up, repeat. Go see which talking tea speaks to you.
Yes.
Okay, tell us about that.
Oh, that's a biggie. So we've all read self-help books. We all go to church and go, oh, that was a mighty word. Or you listen to the Swerv TV saying like, oh my goodness, that girl was dropping knowledge. And it stops there. People deny the application. And I tell people, unless you apply the paint, the knowledge, the color of your world never changes. Let me repeat that. Unless you apply the paint, the color of your world never changes. So it doesn't make a difference that you got every book by a certain person, or you've watched every Oprah show, or you've seen Dr. Phil. If you can't apply, and most of us don't know how.
Right.
If you can't apply what you've learned nothing.
Mm-hmm. Right, I hear that
Look at Tony
because
turned all the
you
way
know
around.
what we do. We listen. Someone evaluates whatever. Even
Right.
in business, you do that a lot. You're like, oh, we had a strategic plan.
Right, look,
we take
he
Tony's
leaving.
leaving. Tony, we almost done. We almost done.
She shut that down.
But I hear you. We
Yes.
we take it. We like, oh, that's nice. Let's put it back on the
And you
shelf
put it right
and go
back.
back to business.
And
as
But we
usual.
forget about it. We
Right,
forget.
right.
We forget about it. You go outside, you get distracted by the pretty
Back to
car,
normal.
and
Right.
back to normal.
Right.
You forget about it, but also there's an element to that people don't know how. And they don't want to say they don't know how. So you read the book, The 4 Agreements. You have to apply those agreements. Not just once. You got to apply them over and over and over. And we are
over.
very much emotionally lazy people. It's easy to hate. It's easy to be dishonest. It takes a lot of work to tell the truth, especially when you know you're getting ready to get in trouble. We are
It takes
emotionally
a
lazy
lot
people.
of work to tell the truth. It tells a
Absolutely.
lot of work to be honest. It takes,
Absolutely.
and you know what? It takes a lot of work to forgive people
Right.
that have hurt you. It takes a lot of work to do it.
Bigger than that, forgiveness is the forgiveness of self. 'Cause
Of
guess what?
yourself.
If I love me and I trust me and I am disciplined within myself, there's certain things I won't ever do to another person. So I'm always concerned, not about you treating me with neglect, but what is it that you think about you that would be your legacy?
Exactly.
I have never torn up a lover's, never destroyed anybody's property. I've never called and they probably all listening, I've never called anybody out of their name, because those are direct reflections of who I
you
am.
are
and
as a
my
person.
legacy will never be that. But people don't love themselves enough. They got all kind of stuff that they did and heard from other people out in the community that are true about who they are.
Well, they don't love themselves enough to not do that, and they don't love themselves enough to not allow when other people do it to them,
Right.
to not allow that to just go right by them.
And where would they have learned to love themselves? Because even in church, guess what they do? They administer a word, and they don't tell you how to apply the word. It would concern me as a pastor to see somebody at my altar every week for the same thing.
Ooh, right.
Now he about to leave again.
All right. But anyway, so we got like 1 minute left. So how do people outside of Swerve? How do people access information about you? Is the
There's
website?
nothing outside of Swerve.
No,
What are you
I mean,
talking
but
about?
like
You
your
told me to say-
website, your Facebook, your social media. How do we get in contact
I'm on
with
social
you?
media. I'm on Facebook. I'm under Angie Harvey.
Angie Harvey, y'all.
Y'all need to look that up.
And you have to inbox me because I have 5,000 friends, so I can't add any more.
Okay.
But I have a fan page that's under Let's Talk University, which is
Okay.
a part of my schooling that I do.
And then your website is Angie
Angie
Harvey
Harvey
online, right?
it's AngieHarveySpeaks.com.
Oh, so you don't have this one anymore?
No, but it'll go there. It'll
Oh,
go
okay.
there. And it hasn't gone live. I've actually
So
just
we had to post
updated
that. Angie Harvey Speaks Live.
No, AngieHarveySpeaks.com. I will put it up
Speaks.com.
there. And I will
Angie Har-
also
okay.
put the information about my talking teas as well.
All right, yo. Well, you know, our sister needs to come back and visit us more often.
No,
doesn't
you
she?
got to come back. We have to be friends. We have to.
We are friends.
Oh,
No, I
absolutely.
mean, I'm serious. I have to have you as part of my friend circle. You're
Alrighty
just
then.
a lovely person.
And you know, and you
Thank
can go to our
you.
website.
Aw,
You
wait
can
a
go to our
minute.
website,
Let
see
me-
your
let me
blog. I know,
look.
but we
Let me
got
go.
we got 2
Okay.
seconds. All right.
Oh,
And you
thank
can
you.
go to our
Absolutely, that should
website,
happen.
swervemagazine.com. We have a blog of your columns.
Yes, you do.
So, hey, y'all. Thank Angie Harvey for joining us. Thank you, Tony. That was a great show. We got to watch this again and just
I'm about to
soak
go
it back
home.
up.
Because I'm gonna reapply.
Yes.
I'm gonna reapply.
Re-
Wait a
Apply.
minute. Let me tell people
Okay,
this.
we got 1 second.
Oh,
We got
1
1
second. I've done conversations with Angie Harvey. I have over 160 1-hour episodes there on iTunes. You can download them for free, but you can also get them from the internet. And I'll
YouTube?
post
Are
them.
they on YouTube?
They're not on. Some of them are on YouTube,
okay.
but yes, I have 100. So we talk about everything from codependency to sex to you name it. We talk about it.
All right, yo. So Angie has a lot more to give you. Anyway, I want to thank my sister for coming.
Yes,
You know, she came up early because she's from North Carolina.
North Carolina, right?
North Carolina, right. All right, folks. Thank you for joining us. That was a fun show. That was a fun show.
loved it, loved
we
it,
learned
loved
a lot.
it.
See you next week. Actually, Samson McCormick is supposed to be our guest next week, the comedian. So
Oh, we raised
we're gonna
Samson.
laugh on
Oh,
that.
yeah.
We raised him.
Yes, we did. He's gonna be a
we can laugh
star,
about
and we
that
need
now.
35%. Anyway, bye, y'all. See you next week.
Listen vision, listen vision. DC's #1 recording studio. Oh.